Hello everybody, this is Adrienne with Ascension Soul Coaching. Today is January the 9th, 2023. I think most of y'all either watched the interviews with Harry last night with either on CNN or with Tom Bradbury on ITV, or maybe you watched both, but I did not. Thank you. I did not watch any of them. However, I did watch the excerpts, and they were playing excerpts. People were recording them and putting them on TikTok all night long as the show was airing. And then, of course, this morning there was a whole review, so I felt like I didn't have to watch any of that stuff and add to the ratings of any of those shows. Okay, so let's get to business, okay? I told y'all I was going to do a reading on, after the interviews and the book coming out, how Harry and Meghan felt about it, how the King Charles was going to feel about it. What's the next steps? What are they going through after this thing has been released? And then I also want to see how the public feels about everything right now. So we're going to start out with, the Salmon Tarot. The Dark Tarot. And so I'm going to throw out a card for each of the groups I said I was going to ask about. So the first, I'm going to break it up. I'm going to do, how is Meghan feeling about the book tour so far, and the book tour and the interviews and the leaked excerpts from the book. How is she feeling about that? And then I'm going to do the same for Harry. And this is Meghan. We're going to do one for Harry. How's he feeling now that the book was leaked and the interviews are pretty much, the big interviews are pretty much over? How is he feeling now? How did he do? Where is he at? Where is his head at with all this that's going on? Harry. And then how is the royal family as a whole? Let's just start with the most important one being, well, let's do William. Let's do William first. I'm going to do him separate because he was targeted. He was targeted in this whole thing. So instead of a group, let's do one. How does William feel, what Prince William feel about what's happened? And then we're going to do one about Prince Charles. How does Prince Charles feel? Now that everything, the book has been leaked. The excerpts have been leaked. The interviews and the book coming out tomorrow. How does he feel about this whole situation now, as of today? And that's his card. So we're going to start with Meghan. Where is Meghan in all this? Where's her head now in this? What is she thinking? We have, ooh, put my glasses on. We have the Queen of Cups reversed. We have, for Harry, Seven of Wands reversed. You can see it, Seven of Wands. Then for William, we have, wow, Seven of Cups reversed. See that? And for Pa, which is King Charles, all of these are reversed. The Sun, 6, which is the 19 reverse major arcana. Okay, and that's reversed. Okay, y'all. So what we got here, they're all negative. They're all reversed. I'll say they're all reversed. The energy is reversed. So with Meghan, the Queen of Cups reversed. Now, you know the Queen of Cups is Diana. She wants to be Diana, but she is not. The Queen of Cups always wants to nurture other people. She's got the best interest of the family. Make sure everybody's happy, they're being taken care of. This one is all about me right now. She's only worrying about herself. Okay, she's thinking about herself. So what is how is this going to impact her there is momentum because they still got people talking. The biggest thing they want is people to talk about them, and so they still are out in the media. They're out in the media, and people are talking about them. And this is gonna, if his book does well, as far as sales, it's gonna give her the ability to answer for more money when she does her book deal. So they're also doing the agenda that they've been asked to do, and that's to tear down the monarchy. So they're still doing it. They're still accomplishing that goal. But she's really thinking about stuff for herself. Just what is it going to do for her and her being able to be moved up into the organization wherever she wants to move. And I mean, whoever's funding them, that getting that attention. So she's not thinking about Harry. As far as I feel sorry for him, she doesn't. She's looking at how it's going to impact her only. This is only about her nurturing her career, okay, and her ability to make deals. And then with Harry, the 7 of Wands is about rethinking things. I think I think they knew the book was going to be released, the excerpts. I'm not sure they knew how negative it was going to be, the information, how people were going to perceive what came out. Maybe he thought what he wrote and the things that came out was funny. Like in the book, he thought, I'm going to say these things because I think they're lighthearted, like about his penis and stuff like that being frostbitten. But I think that how it was written, he thought, because Megan told him, was it's going to be lighthearted. You have to tell the truth. You got to come out with the truth and be clean. So, because anybody can come back and if you don't tell them the whole truth, they can come back and give your truth and what really happened, and it make you look bad. So just put it in there. But y'all know she wanted it in there to make him look bad, okay? But he's now rethinking what was put in the book and how it was written, because it's not making him look good. And I think the part about the Taliban and him talking about the number of kills, I think he's rethinking that, because he may now be afraid that it's a real truth and potential threats regarding his family and himself. Now I say his family, his nuclear family, and himself, and he may have put him at risk, and he didn't think that through in the beginning. So he's rethinking that, and a lot of things that's happened, and I think that's that. Then with his brother, 7 of Cups, 7 of Cups, it's many choices, and it's reversed. So William is trying to figure out a way in his head to figure out how to make this right. Now, he doesn't agree with what his brother said or what he's doing. He's trying to figure out, where did we go wrong with this boy? And what did we do to correct this? And he's pissed, but he's in this land now where it's like, he knows whatever he does, he's trying to figure out ways to make this right, to even for himself and his wife. And he wants to come off looking like, my brother's got problems. We've known it for years. We've tried to help him, and this is just who he is, and there's nothing we can do for him. But he wants to come out with a statement about that, but his family does not want him to come out with a statement like that. William wants to put it right with the people, because just like when they asked were they racist, were they a racist family, he said not very much so, not a racist family. And I've stuck with people. I think that he wants to be able to come out and just be like, okay, 7 of Cups now, but it's like, that's my brother, I love him, but we know he's had problems. He's already admitted to his problems, and we just wish he would continue to get help for whatever's hurting him. And hopefully what he said, if he feels that his story, that he can now rest and move on with his life and get the help he needs to continue to thrive in the world he wants to thrive in without continuing to attack the family. So that's William's trying to figure out all these kind of ways to make that statement known, but he's being stopped, and he's just trying to figure it out, because he's disappointed in his brother. He's disappointed in what's happening. It's hurting him to his heart, because that is his brother. He does care about his brother. He's a Cancer, just like his mother was. So this is hurting him, and he's, we're always trying to take care of other people, but he's looking out for his wife. He's looking out for his children. He knows that the threat with the Taliban it could probably heighten potential threats for him and his wife, especially because their job is to go overseas and to meet all these people even before the coronation. They continue to meet people. He doesn't know how that's going to impact him. So he's trying to figure out a way to soften this, not just with his brother, but also with the people who are concerned and the people who may feel like they want to hurt the family. Okay. And then with the father, King Charles is the son. And you know the sun is the light of the world. The sun is, you know, it means success. But it's reversed. And the sun in general could be S-O-N as well for me when I sometimes see it. And he's disappointed in his son. There's a lot of sadness about what's going on with Harry. And I think someone said today that in the book, Harry admits in the book that his father, when he was telling his father when he was in his late 20s, early 20s, whatever, all the problems he was going through and why about his mental health issues, and his father took the responsibility and says, I think that's because of something I've done and I apologize. And Harry was supposed to said he accepted his father's apology, but that is still going on, and it's not gotten any better, and it's gotten worse because he's married Meghan. There's a lot of sense of sadness that I think he's starting to realize his son's never coming back, not whole. There's going to be a lot more crap coming out and against the family because his son is just not mentally stable and he's being manipulated. And there's some vengeance. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that Harry's off the hook for all this stuff because he's being manipulated. He's being manipulated because he is weak-minded, but he also knows that he's taking a part of this. So I'm not exempting Harry from what's going on. Definitely not. It's because this stuff is coming out of his mouth, right? Or even if somebody's twisting his head to say it, it's coming out of his mouth. But his father's very sad about what's happening. Not only that it's impacted Harry, but it's impacting William, and it's impacting, you know, his grandchildren. Everybody's being hurt by this stuff. And then of course it's impacting his wife, Camilla. And maybe he's having some thoughts about what happened to the mother, Princess Diana. That maybe if he hadn't married her, maybe if he had married to stay with her, you know. But he knows he loves Camilla, but he's just feeling like everything that's happened has just turned upside down right now, and he's just dealing with the sadness of all of it. And plus, he just lost his mother, he lost his father last year, and now he's technically really truly losing his son mentally. The mental aspect of losing his son. You know what I'm saying? His son is not there. He's not right somewhere in here. And that is weighing on him as well. I mean, he still loves his son. So all of this stuff is just tacked together. He doesn't know what to do right now. They're trying to do what they're trying to do, but it's a lot. So that's where we are right now with those four. So now let's talk about the public. What is the public? What does the public feel about Harry? And I'm going to be using my little circle oracle. We're going to talk about the public. There's a lot of things going on with the public as far as this Harry Meghan thing. So I'm going to throw out a card for the media, the public, and the military. Where are they thinking, and how is this impacting them? The British military, of course. So we're going to do the media, the public, and the military. Get glasses again so I can see which ones I'm throwing out. So the first one is the media. Mask off. No hidden intentions, revealing their true self. Being honest, truth exposed. So I think the media is exposing Harry for what he's done. This leaking thing, like I said, I think Meghan and Harry's team wanted it leaked. I don't think they had it. Once it leaked, they didn't have the control over what was leaked. And now they got negative backlash over it. So that's what I think with that right there. The mask is off. They're able to talk about the book is open now. Everybody was waiting for the book to open. The book is open. The mask comes off. They can reveal what's in it. And they're happy about it. And they're revealing the truth. And they're telling everybody, you know, this is what's in the book. We can't believe it either that he said these things in this book. You know, that he took laughing gas while his wife was having the baby. That he keeps a secret locket of hair by his bedside from Diana, you know, and he thinks Meghan is, you know, magical, and how he buried the baby miscarriage in the ground in California with his bare hands. There are some things that they're like, yeah. The other thing also true is that people have said this, and I thought it too, is that the Buckingham Palace really let us believe that Harry had some common sense because he came off as a good guy, as you know, the lovable one, and we all was rooting for him and all this stuff. And then come find out that the mask is off on Harry. That Harry no longer hide behind Buckingham Palace, and nor does he want to. And now we can see who the real Harry is, and they're just ready to expose it. And I think everybody's getting tired of it. So that's it right there. The media is like, mask off. We're gonna tell y'all everything now. What we know, we're gonna tell you. Public. What does the public feel? The public feel like, does it say runner? The public says runner. Let's read that. It says, afraid of intimacy, struggling with their emotions, and not ready to open up. Runner. Like a love relationship, they can't ever stay still. So dealing with their emotions, I believe that we have been taken for a ride. A narcissist and their codependent and all their flying monkeys will take you for a ride, honey. And they will mess your mind up if they can, if you let them. And so we've been told that the royal family was racist, and people have been fighting about that, this back and forth about it. And now we're seeing that it's not true. We knew, most of us knew it wasn't true, but you know, when you tell black people that somebody's racist, we take it at heart. We're like, okay, they might be, let's just see. And if we think there's a nth degree of truth in it, we're going to run with it. And so now we're having to backtrack, not me, but the other people that wanted to believe it so quickly. And now they're like, okay, well, which one is it? Is it or is it not? And then the things with Harry, that before they loved Harry, and now they're like, okay, well, this boy has issues, and you know, I don't know what to do. Should I still like him? Do I not like him because he just needs help? And do we just need to have, you know, pray for him, which I believe we all do need to pray for him. Do we just need to pray for him? Do we just, you know, do we discount him? Do we just ignore him? And they're tired of listening to him. They're tired of listening to the stories about Harry, because every time he tells a story, him and his wife, they change it. From the engagement interview to the Oprah interview to the docuseries and now to the book. There's so many discrepancies and just lies that they can't keep up with it all, and they're getting tired of it. They're ready to just let him go. Look, he riding with that book. Like, take the book and go. Go take your book and leave us alone. So the public is getting tired of it. I mean, there's only so much sympathy you can gain from them after a while, garner from them after a while. After a while, they're going to be done with you. You've been there. You said what you had to say. Now we're just, look, just get help, pretty much. And then this is the military. And I'm going to read it. It says, surrendering. Oh, it says withdrawal, throwing in the towel, feeling defeated. They think Harry should give up the ghost. Harry needs to get help. The issue with the Taliban and the increased threats and overseas with the military, with the British military, Harry's put them at a disadvantage in a certain way, that they've got to deal with a certain thing. I don't think they're going to surrender their allegiance, and I have to call it allegiance, is their respect for Harry, but they do think he's a clown. A lot of them think he's a clown right now, and he's made them look silly. And the Invictus Games, okay, feel like some of them are feeling that he put this at jeopardy because people may not want to support it because he's attached to it. And then maybe, you know, he's already getting up with a lot of his other military honors because of his, you know, he left the royal family, I'm sorry. So if there's any other honors that he could, like last year they were able to present at one of the U.S. Military awards last year. I mean, is he going to be able to have that again? I mean, there's some of these things that people are going to walk away from him because he's a wild card, and they don't like it, and they think that he's dangerous. His words are dangerous. They think he's very immature. They think that he didn't think this stuff well through. He's not strategic at all. Although I think there's a game plan behind all this, and so it may come off as that. And Harry is the fall guy for what they're trying to do, and so he's gonna look stupid. He's gonna look crazy, and like he's out of control. And I think he is, but they're using that against him to forward their agenda. But they don't know that. The military doesn't know all that, and they're not thinking like that. They just think that he's just looking like he's just not thinking straight, and he just needs a lot of help. And they don't some of them are going to abandon him a little bit, you know, for a while. For a while, they're not going to always be gone. I mean, you know, because he does bring in money with the um, disabled vets, but a lot of people lost respect for him. I gotta say that there's a distaste in their mouth over this book that he's put out, and you know, you can lose a lot of support just by some of the stuff you say, and if you're not tempered and balanced in how you say it. So that is how they're feeling. Okay, now the next question is going to be, how is this going to impact Meghan and Harry's relationship? So we're going to use the Dream Keeper's Tarot. So in the next, I'm going to say 3 months, because I gave you a reading for the end of the year, how it's going to impact their relationship. But let's see what's happening. Let's just see what's happening this month, the next 4 weeks. Let's just do something really, really quick, right? So how is this impacting Harry's and Meghan's marriage right now, this backlash from the media and from the public? How is this? I'm going to let 3 cards fall out, y'all. How is the backlash of the interviews, the leaking of the excerpts from the book, how is this impacting their marriage, the relationship? Let's just say the relationship. There's 1. 2. And we've got 3. All right, so the first card is the Emperor. Second card is the Chariot. Third card is reversed, and it is 3 of Wands. Hope you can see it. 3 of Wands reversed. This is it right side up. All right. How's it going to affect the relationship? I think there's some blocks coming. Also, the blocks could also be coming from Charles. Charles and the royal family could be finally stepping up to prevent them from moving forward on some things. Like maybe they might even sue them, or they may come out with a statement. And that statement is going to weigh very heavily on them. Something that they're not really truly expecting, but maybe the people above them are expecting that it could possibly happen. Because you know, the thing is, never explain, never complain. They keep thinking that nobody's ever going to speak. Like the people who were bullied, they have those NDAs where they can't really just come out and speak because they've signed it and it's legal. Or like with Jason Knuff, who came out and he was working for Harry and for William in the communication department. But when he started working for William, he came out and he spoke at court, or gave information to the court that Meghan was part of and Harry was part of writing that Finding Freedom book. So they are probably still thinking that the king and the British royal family won't speak out about what's happening, won't take him to court because of the things that they release. Like the thing with William is thinking, how do I fix this? And he ain't just fixing it for this Harry. He's talking about himself and his family, protecting his wife and his children as well, and his father. So William wants a statement to come out. William wants to make a statement, y'all. And I'm thinking maybe the king of the British royal family may also step in. There may be the courts, something revolving courts. I'm not sure yet, but it's not. The Justice card is the Emperor card, where Charles comes out, Buckingham Palace come out and make a statement that's going to impede their moving forward on certain things. Maybe an injunction on the book, because he talked about some stuff in there about William that he had no business talking about. Because tomorrow, guess what? They get the copy of the book. If they didn't have the copy by now for the leaked copies from the Spanish books, they are definitely going to have a book tomorrow, and they're going to read through it, and they're going to, like, I heard they have a war room, right? I heard they have a war room to go over how they're going to handle this thing with Harry and Meghan. So I think there may be some injunctions going on, or some court cases, I'm going to sue you for slander, or something that's going to go on. That they're heavily thinking about it. the royal family. So it may take a legal stance where Harry and Meghan probably never thought that the royal family would take a legal action against them. But they got to be careful with that, because with legal action, all kinds of stuff can come out. But at this point, they may be thinking, look, he done said everything he need to say in the book. You know, supposedly they done said everything they need to say. So what else can they say about us that could come out in court that would hurt us any more than what's already hurt us? So I think the royal family is really thinking about doing it. If they're going to come out, if they're going to do anything, it's going to be a coordinated attack. It's going to be a strong enough attack that's going to impact Harry and Meghan. It could be just them taking the titles away, but I don't see anything about the titles right now for the babies or them. I think the royal family is working with the Parliament and other legal entities and legal entities to impact this relationship. Not to break them up, but take away the things they want, that they think they're getting from the royal family that nobody else could take away, like their titles. There are some things that's being worked on. That's all I see right here. Somebody in power is going to stop and impede the progress forward. You see those cards? The Emperor, Chariot, Three of Wands, reverse. And I told you before, last week, I believe, when I did a reading, that there's somebody with understanding and experience and knowledge that may leak information or tell information that can, like a fixer that can put out information about Harry and Meghan that's true, that can also stop them from moving forward, but impede their business plan, their partnerships, that can impact it, whether they release information that divulges more information than we ever knew or thought they knew. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing right there. Interesting. It's getting hot in here. Ha. All right, and I'm going to do one more card for the night. It's called Deep Place. It's a oracle cards, the Deep Place Oracle deck. Really nice card deck. If it's the case that Harry has some mental issues, like bipolar, borderline, some other Oedipus, with his mother, fantasy living, Peter Pan syndrome, all that stuff rolled up into one. In the next year, will Harry get any help for those? Real true help, not just, he said, what did he say, his psychologist, his therapist put him on some psychedelics or something like that. I think that's what I heard. I don't know, y'all don't hold me to that, but I think I heard that today. She's the one that told him to take mushrooms or something, or whoever this person is. Okay, so will he get help? I'm going to do another card after this as well. Will he get help? Really, truly psychological help this year. In the next 12 months. Okay. Here's my card. And it's called The Tides. And I'm going to read it because it's an oracle card. And you have to read it. So let's get to the tides. Whew. The tide says, the tides remind us of the forces at work in the world. The energies plus mysteries that draw us deeper, pull us forward and propel us into motion. They also remind us of the dynamic plus interconnected relationship we have with the world around us. That what we see and what we don't are closely linked. None of it's separate. It's all touches. It's all one thing. How are you moved by what you can't see? What invisible forces pull at you? So So the themes is influence, magnetism, interconnectedness, and movement and wholeness. And you see this like the moons, cycles of the moon, birds, and the wind. What might it look like to participate in the world with more awareness of this influence and interconnectedness? Affirmations: I am part of a vast plus interconnected web of motion and aliveness. So to me, it seems like he'll still be on that transpersonal counseling thing or whatever he is on, trying to get in touch with the world. And I think one of the things he said today in the interview, the clip I saw, was that he believes, he hopes that if he and his family can reconcile, then that can touch the whole world and be a ripple in the world, is what he thinks. That's the interconnectedness. Well, will he get help? This person is on the edge of the water, looking out into towards the horizon. I think sometime this year, he's going to know he needs help, or someone's going to really try to get help for him. Whether he really does the work to work through all these issues he has, that's another question. But I do know that he believed that counseling works. I know he believes, he's with Better Up, okay, right? But I think he needs to take the knowledge he's gaining from psychology, from some counseling and therapy, and really ingrain it in his heart. Because one of the things, if he had by now, he would have been through the 12 steps, and he would have already forgiven his father and his brother if there was issues with them, and his mother. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. Yes, he has this fantasy, and he's caught up in this fantasy life with Diana, and putting in affirming that and transferring his feelings from his mother to Megan. But one of the things he said was that he thought that when his mom died, he didn't believe it at first, and then he felt like one day she might just come back because she faked her death, and he had a hard time just accepting the fact that she died. And he's also said that he's only cried once when she was being buried for his mother. In all these years, he said he's only cried once. And that tells me, in a way, I'm feeling this, is that Harry is pissed off at his mother for leaving him. It ain't just love. I think Harry's very, very angry with his mother. And that's why he wants her back so bad. Because I think there was a story once where he said that the last time she called, he was playing before she died. And he didn't answer the phone because he was playing. He didn't want to, interrupt his play. And so he didn't answer Mama. So he had to live with the fact that he didn't get a chance to talk to her that one time, and he was upset with himself about that. But I think it's turned into he's angry with himself, he's angry with his father, he's angry with his mother because she left him. She left him, and that's why he's still looking for her to come back, because he is so angry with her for leaving him here, and he feels by himself, which is why he has latched on to Megan, who's happy to do it, to become his mother, because he wants that love. He wants to be able to be with his mother and make everything right again, and he can't. So he's mad that she left, but she's never coming back. So he's creating her out of thin air. He's creating his mama out of thin air any way he can. So much pain here. He ain't just mad with Charles, he mad with his mama. So, it runs deep. So, what do we learn from all this again? Family is important. Mental health is important. Forgiveness is important. Accountability is important. Self-awareness is important. Understand that not everybody's going to like you, and that's okay. It doesn't mean it's racism because somebody's racist because they don't like you. Maybe they just don't like you because they don't vibe with you. And that's okay. But we've got to be able to move on, people. We got to be able to forgive. We got to forgive ourselves. We got to get the help we need. If they're preaching love over there, they're not showing it. They're preaching, helping, being kind to people. They're not doing it. And people who are backing this need to stop, because if you want Harry to be better and do better, you have to tell him and show him that we're not going to support you with this negativity. You said what you had to say. You've written the books. You've done the docuseries. It's time to move on. And if you want that connection back with your family, it's going to have to start with you. So anyway, that is my reading for the day. I hope we all can just move forward tomorrow. I know the book's coming out. It's going to be probably more media stories about it. And as they continue to read more and more of the stories that he has in that book, it's going to come out. But, I think within a week it's going to be dead and gone. I mean, I would hope so. I would hope so. It's done. It's over. And now let's get on to the coronation of the king, right? So, and other things in our own lives, right? So anyway, this is Adrienne with Essential Soul Coaching. Please like, share, and hit the notification bell and help me grow this channel. We are at 3,700 subscribers. I started out, I was doing 50, 60,000 views every time I put a video out, and then I got, things happened, life changed, COVID hit, and now I'm trying to grow my channel again and trying to help people and just try to reassure you about things that's going on, and we can talk about stuff, chat about things, and rant about things together. So let's just get this channel growing again, and I will see you all again this week. We will definitely be talking about all the new revelations that's coming out this week, and then all the positive things that's going to be coming out this week with the royal family, if you want to hear. So anyway, y'all have a great night, and I will talk to you again this week. Blessings.